Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are when you're watching this, I hope that you're staying safe, and a huge shout out for supporting this channel. As you can see, the weather is warming up here in Australia, just as in the Northern Hemisphere. It's starting to grow probably a little bit chilly. It's lovely to see the earth waking up, and I have taken to sitting outside in the sun in the morning and either listening to music, playing music, whatever, singing music. It's good for the soul. So I'm very much looking forward to the warmer weather after a fairly cold winter here where I live. Okay, so there's a couple of questions that I want to bring forward. I'm using my Pagan Tarot by Lo Scarabeo, and I will put the name in the drop-down menu for people who are interested. It's a fairly urban type of tarot. I particularly like it because it's gender neutral. It talks about energies. Instead of the court cards, you have an elemental, you have a initiate, then you have a novice, and of course an elder. So it's great to see that the kings can be women as much as men. So the Pagan Tarot. All right, so let's have a look. I want to look at a couple of things today. I want to see if there's going to be an October surprise. Generally in the US elections in 2016, you had, of course, Hillary Clinton and her emails. Are the Republicans planning something in October at the last minute that could deter voters from coming forward and voting for Biden? Anytime I've tuned into this in the past, I have felt that whatever they did wouldn't work. It's gone too far for that. The other thing I want to look at is the Amy Coney Barrett nomination, which has already started in the Senate. Of course, Mike Lee, who got COVID when he was with Trump at the nomination event, party, whatever you like to call it, in the Rose Garden at the White House, has attended and took off his mask when he was speaking. Would we have believed that during a pandemic, your government leaders and your senators would be taking so many risks with those around them? Would that behaviour would it have been tolerated in 1918 in the Spanish flu era? No. So that's how far the pendulum has swung toward absolute. It's ludicrous. All right, so let's take a look at the October surprise. I will also ask, with that confirmation hearing, will the GOP have enough votes? Because I do feel that, has anyone seen Pence? What's happened to Pence with his red eye and looking quite ill, perhaps having COVID? I felt that he may, but it's likely that those Republicans who have COVID won't be telling us they have it. It's just too close to the election. But let's have a look. What's the October surprise? Is there an October surprise, I should be asking? Do the GOP, Trump and the GOP, have an October surprise? Do the GOP have an October surprise? Do the GOP have an October surprise? So I have the Nine of Wands, and this is boundaries. The Nine of Wands is after battle we're pretty weary, or even during battle. We let our defences down at exactly the wrong time that we should have. This is reflective of what is going on in the US, well, right across the world at the moment. Of course, you have the UK COVID numbers spiraling, and Boris Johnson's leadership being really under a cloud as their economy starts to really show serious signs of downturn. And of course, the same thing in Australia. You know, you have to wonder, what are they keeping? What are they holding back? But back to this card and the October surprise. It looks like they may, if I was reading this card intuitively from the artist's imagery, I would say that there could be something planned to disrupt things. This person here is putting a halt. I'm getting a draw to voter suppression, and it's already going on, because you will see the lines, particularly in states like Georgia. So trying to prevent people from voting is still on the cards for them. But it's also putting up barriers, putting up boundaries as well. And in this card, you have many people here with wands trying to control the situation. You've got partisanship as well. So that is the overall energy of this time, and the need for all of us to put boundaries up and to stand in our own power. Now, the four, it's crossed by the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups traditionally means that there's been a loss of the Three Cups, but look at that cup behind this person. So there's an escape route. Even though things are going to get tough, there's this cup, this Ace of Cups, which is this new start being presented. So people aren't being deterred from standing in long, lengthy queues. They've got their masks on, they're social distancing, and they're prepared. They're digging in, they're prepared to stay, because they want to take this cup. Their backs are against the wall and they want to take it. So whatever comes forward in October, my intuitive feeling is it will be obstacles, it will be voter suppression, it will be something being done to try and stop something. And I feel that it's just not going to be effective this time, because everybody is already awake and they see that cup and they want to grab it. Let's see what's at the foundation of the reading. The Three of Wands. Yeah, this is what I feel about the Biden and Harris camp, that they've done enough now to get them through. But there is also a draw here to the computer. Are we going to see some kind of, again, you know, Trump is pushing his Secretary of State to release Hillary's emails, those that are classified, to unclassify them? Is this what they're pinning their hopes on, that they dredge up the emails again and there is something there that presents the Democratic Party in an unfavourable light? It just isn't going to work, because there has been enough done by the Biden campaign to really, people have already made up their minds and they're voting now, and they will continue because they want that Ace of Cups. Let me bring the laptop down. In the past, we have the Sun card. So a lot of this disenchantment and a lot of what is pushing people over the line is how the American government has dealt with the pandemic. Every time they see people like Senator Lee, who has been diagnosed with COVID, take his mask off, turn up to the confirmation hearing, infect others, then, you've got this disenchantment. I think the broad opinion is that America's leaders have not handled the coronavirus, COVID, anywhere well at all. And that goes fairly deep, I think, more deeply than what we probably realise. Probably I'm getting a draw to Florida here, because this is kind of like a Florida scene. Have voters in Florida made up their minds that they don't want this president? All right, Texas and Florida are both in play now. Let's have a look at what's overhead. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel that there is certainly going to be a push toward getting a stimulus check through, a stimulus package through. I don't know what that might be, or how they're going to do that when they've got a nomination hearing going in the Senate. Their priorities are to seat somebody on the Supreme Court rather than bring forward a stimulus package. But it's possible that they're trying to do both. I have the Death card in the immediate future. So again, I'm just getting a pull to a surge of COVID in the UK, as the weather, as your seasons change. And that again is still going to influence people. There could even be a death here. I'm not sure who that's for, but I did have the Death card coming up quite a lot around the time that Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed. And of course, we did have a death in that month. So I feel that there could be, that I need to go with a literal interpretation. This is both the end of a cycle, but it could also be someone actually physically passes away that's associated with that Rose Garden event. That could be the October surprise. We have Judgment here in the here and now. Now, Judgment comes forward. This is in this deck. It very much carries a past life. This is what's happening here. A past life, a karmic kind of flavor here or feel about this card. This person is looking back on seeing an injustice being carried out. And that's a trauma, that's a wound for them. So what is happening now is very much what I see as the wound of America being exposed. And we've got the Lovers card here. Of course, the environment around, I can say that this is my card for Trump, how people perceive or relate or connect to him. They are actually wanting for this to be over. Now, this is flowing into the next reading that I will do, which is Amy Coney Barrett, because there is judgment here. She wants to be a Supreme Court judge. There are two paths that we can follow: the path of Trump or the path of something else. It occurred to me that the GOP at the end of the day may not have the votes to get her through. But we'll ask. The Six of Pentacles, this is giving and receiving help. This is a stimulus check. So not only are people dissatisfied with the way that COVID has been handled by Trump and his government, they are bitterly disappointed that they have chosen to bring forward a Supreme Court nomination and not the stimulus package. Now, the Hanged Man, we've got something being stopped and stalled here. The Hanged Man, clarified by the Seven of Swords. So we've got deception, something being left unguarded. We've got coming in and taking from somebody else in order to keep yourself safe. I feel that, there is a general mood. This is why I don't think the October surprise will work, because people are handling voter suppression by working doubly hard to get their vote heard. Further clarified by the Devil. It's like what has happened over the last 4 years it's not gone away. It's in people's memories. It's built up. It's a cumulative post-stress disorder, if you want to talk in those sort of terms, about the constant lies, about the constant chaos, and people want it stopped. So whatever they were planning in October is I just get the really strong feeling it's not going to work. There is an inevitability here about something coming to an end. But I do see this Death card here. And so it is possible that in October or over the next few weeks we could see somebody pass away. Is it somebody that was at the Rose Garden event? And is that what Amy Coney Barrett will carry with her in that nomination process. We have the Elder of Pentacles here underneath the pack, which is the, relates to the King of Pentacles. But we also have the Initiate of Pentacles, which, relates, of course, to the Queen. So we have both the King and Queen here, the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, and clarifying that is the Nine of Pentacles and the Hermit. This all points to the downturn in the economy, and we could start to see real cracks open up there. So the set of conditions that we are currently facing present a lot of challenges to the Republican Party trying to surprise everybody with some kind of fake smear or voter suppression. People are going to work doubly hard to get their vote told. This is a very mobilised electorate. Okay, let's have a look at Amy Coney Barrett's nomination process. I have to be quite balanced here to read these. I think these cards are good for that because they show a modern day kind of imagery, and so it's good. It's good to use my intuition in line with that imagery, because I am, obviously disappointed that they would have proceeded under the circumstances with this nomination hearing. So I feel that also when I opened up for this reading, I have to say I think I got your Franklin Roosevelt, FDR, is that who I got? Somebody with this big moustache and small glasses came forward, literally in my third eye, wanting to be heard. And he is saying that the waters are being muddied. That was what he was bringing forward, that words are being used very loosely, and that they're not, that the meaning of the words are being obscured, and there's been restraint put around that, so that there is there's no freedom to move forward. There's no freedom to progress. And this came forward in direct relation to Amy Coney Barrett's nomination. So I know that she's an originalist, and I see that some of the images that I was being given relate to that judgment card in this pack, that she's regressive, she's not going to take anyone forward. And he seemed to be quite angry about that, if that's the right word, quite wanting it to be known that she will not take anyone forward, that it is a regressive step. So let's have a look at how is the nomination process for Amy Coney Barrett going to go? How is that nomination process for Amy Coney Barrett going to go? How is the nomination process for Amy Coney Barrett going to go? How is the nomination process for Amy Coney Barrett going to go? Now, what I'm seeing is a stained glass window, which is associating straight away with her Catholicism. No problem with Catholicism. I was actually baptised a Catholic, but I don't practice. I follow natural spiritualism. But I did see an inverted triangle. So I'm feeling that she has a lot of moneyed interest behind this. We are being a little bit distracted also by, will she overturn ACA? Will she overturn, will she vote or push, vote, cast a vote? Is Roe versus Wade under threat? But I feel that there's something around money here. Did somebody donate to her campaign or something that she was involved in the past? Is that what I'm picking up? Let's see. All right, how is her nomination going to go? Okay, so something's fallen out. Let me just pick this up. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. So something going back in her past is going to be a problem. But this is, also wanting to take things back to the past. So she's fairly firmly wedded to that, which is what FDR was bringing forward. Show me her nominate. How is her nomination process going to go? How is the nomination process going to go? Yeah, look, it is a backward move, isn't it? It's a backward move for women as well. Okay, so it's challenged by a new start, people wanting that extra cup that came forward in the last reading. A new start is challenging the past. Okay, so there's a lot of tension when you've got wanting to go back to the past, but wanting a new start here. So let's bring the laptop down. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is the foundation of the reading, which is why I always thought there's a problem with her nomination. This is about going back to the drawing board, that one plan doesn't work, so they therefore go to plan B. That's the foundation of the reading. Review, investigation, something not coming to fruition. I've just got this feeling over her nomination. Now, also with tarot, we can interpret things at the time, and then something else occurs closer to an event, and we've got to go back and have a look at it again. There's also a time issue with tarot. It's not an exact time specific, and so something can happen a little bit later. If she does have plans to drag the Supreme Court back to the past, then that may be thwarted with this Seven of Pentacles further down the line in the future sometime. But let's just read it as in the here and now. In the past, we've got the Two of Wands. So a plan that comes to fruition, but it's also about waiting. It's also about something can't start just yet. So I'm getting a real pull to they may not get it confirmed before the election, but let's keep going. We do have Temperance in the sky, moderation, and this is a healing card as well. It's also a remission. So I'm still getting that something is going to hold up. I get a delay, some sort of delay. The Four of Pentacles in the immediate future, again, insecurity, holding back information. It can also mean standing the ground. In the here and now, there is a deception going on. There is an absolute deception. This could also be the way the process has been handled, that one Supreme Court seat was stolen in the Obama era, and now we have yet another. People feel this is a theft, feel that they are being deceived and lied to, but it's also a theft. And we have the Initiate of Pentacles around in the environment position of the Celtic cross. So the Initiate talks to me about the economy. So there is all of these circumstances, the water's being muddied, there's a lot of anger here, more so than what we realise, about bringing forward this nomination and not working together on the stimulus. The Three of Cups in the hopes and fears, well, it's a celebration, but it's also hoping that those senators will vote to support. So there could be something around numbers. Now, in the outcome position, we've got the Novice of Wands, which is, really the page. They've picked up the wand. They have a journey to go on, but it's only a page. And I think we often make the mistake when we see this card of thinking, well, if we had the King of Wands, then she would be conferred. But there's also something around her experience. She just doesn't have, and this is triggering my memory now, FDR made a point about her not having enough experience. The Ten of Swords speaks to me about something ending, something being in real jeopardy. The Ten of Swords is a downfall. It's the ending of something. and we've got the Lovers card. So this could also be Trump's downfall is going to impact on her in some way. Now, the Four of Swords, of course, and we've got the Death here. So I'm feeling the Death card. I'm feeling that somebody's health is going to play some kind of role here. The Four of Swords is a retreat, a backing off, and the Death is an ending. So I still get the impression that something is going to come forward that will delay this in some way. Now, I don't wish anybody to pass over, but it's got that, it could be RGB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's energy still coming through here. So I'm going to ask, will the GOP have enough votes to get her confirmed? Will the GOP have enough votes to get her confirmed? Will the GOP have enough votes to get her confirmed? It's a hard slog for them. I'm seeing someone wheeling the Fool card. Can be a yes, but it can also be foolish, because I'm seeing somebody wheeling it's a risky endeavour, wheeling a full barrow, like it's hard work for them. So let's have a look. Senators also may not want to jeopardise their people like Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski in Alaska. They may not want to jeopardise their positions. Other senators in swing states. Let's have a look. Who are up for election? Let's have a look. Will the GOP have enough votes to get her confirmed? It's very hard. They're carrying the cross for her, literally. It's very troubling Catholic kind of imagery coming forward here. Okay, will the GOP have enough votes to get her confirmed? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. It is a yes card, but it's also freedom, luxury, retaining a position even of luxury. They're challenged by the Ace of Pentacles, new starts, people wanting new starts, but it's also that stimulus as well. People are angry about this. They're really angry. They want that new start, that Ace of Cups. In the past, we've got our Review card. Let's keep going. The Four of Pentacles, insecurity about money. People's minds are just not on this. They're on help being needed. Are we going to see some kind of economic, slight kind of fall to, I won't say crash, at the time of the nomination? The Novice of Cups. So we're getting a surprise here. A surprise coming forward. And it is around I think the economy, and I do get this pull always to the money here. Now, here's the energy. The energy is the Elemental of Wands. Okay, so the energy is a plan, a project, inspiration. And interestingly enough, the environment around is the Elemental of emotions. So we've got fire and we've got emotions. There is a lot of deep feeling that is going to come and be pushed onto these senators, both at a time when the economy is struggling and they need this stimulus, but also, they want this new start. They don't want to be dragged back to the past. The Eight of Cups is in the fear position, so I think those senators are very, very mindful they could lose their seats. Now, I've got the Seven of Wands, so this is defending they're standing their ground and defending their decision. It's not an actual yes card, and we've got the Initiate of Pentacles here again. They're going to come in for, and of course the coronavirus. What is going to? All right, I'm going to posit a possibility here for you. What is coming here in the outcome is that people are really struggling, and that's going to become more and more evident before the election. They want that stimulus. They want help. They need help. We've got the Seven of Wands, which is having to defend one's decision to proceed with this nomination because of the downturn in the economy, and it's all linked to COVID. And maybe COVID numbers spiraling, the economy getting worse. Something here is going to really impact on whether or not these GOP senators vote for this woman. Now, the Three of Pentacles is this, coming together, working in teams. So there's a lot of lobbying going on. But we've got surprise, some kind of surprise here. And we do have a waiting period. So it could even be that there is also some news that emerges around Trump, which really casts a huge stain on this nomination process. I see GOP senators not being entirely convinced that they should vote for her because Trump is doing so poorly in the polls. So we've got a long way to go before this this nomination process is over, and I see it really, really struggling. So there's a possibility that they may not have the votes at the time they take the vote, or that something major comes forward on Trump, or that these GOP senators, just there's so much pressure put on them. So I'm just going to, before I close off this reading, I just want to pull a couple of oracle cards for us for the week ahead and see what's coming up. Just any messages from Spirit. Thank you all for your feedback on the Taroscopes, the monthly Taroscopes. I plan, once Trump is gone and there's not such a heavy focus on political readings, I hope to do more Taroscopes, but more astrology, more channeling and mediumship. And of course, we'll always follow the Trump justice, who gets brought to justice, the cleanup, not only in America, but events across the world, climate change, where we are at as the human race, where we're at. But it will be a lot more diverse going forward post Trump. All right, so show me the energies. See, I'm already convinced that one way or another, this president is not going to have a fourth term, one way or another. Okay, all right, so let's have a look. Show me the energies of the week. Show me the energies of the week. Completion, yeah. A cycle is being completed. We're shedding old skins. We are shedding old skins. We may be at a standstill now, but take advantage of this stillness, because there's a lot of triggering of past trauma going on at the moment, and we need to take the opportunity to integrate that. And we've got magic. Okay, so even though it looks 33, even though it looks like we're continually facing obstacles, you'll be surprised at how we move through them, how we see a solution presenting itself. This is not 2016. It's an entirely different timeline. All right, so I'll leave it there. And I also want to say that if you go back to my Trump, is it Trump? No, the 6 months. I did a 6-monthly reading on Trump. See, in October, I thought that he would need to go into care and that he would be given some kind of medicine, that people would need to look after him. I do feel that was the hospitalisation that I saw in 6 months ago. I think that reading was done in June. So if you want to revisit that, I also saw his tax returns coming out too. So have a look at that and see if there's anything there for you. All right, so I'll leave that there, and thank you for tuning in. I'll be back again with another reading soon. Thank you.